going to start with the mouse buttons and scroll wheel. So there are 5 actions we can complete using the mouse. The first would be a left click, and that is used to just select items. You can select items on the screen in the viewport, you can select items in the tree, or you can select tools. The next one would be the right mouse button. The right mouse button is context sensitive. So if you right click, let's say in the blank area of the screen, you'll get a menu bringing up all your viewport options. If you right click an object, you get a different menu. Here the zoom on, hide, freeze, show, undo, delete, etc. The next thing we have is the middle mouse wheel. It's also a button. If you scroll the wheel, you can zoom in and out on the screen. If you click and hold the button and move your wrist back and forth, you get a bit of a smoother zoom by holding the button down. And then finally we have double click. This is performed with the left mouse button. If you double click an item, it's going to edit it. It'll bring back its properties. That can also be done from the tree. Next up, we'll talk about a couple of combination of buttons. And that's mostly for panning. We have 2 types of panning. We have pan 2, which is a right and left click. So you hold both mouse buttons down together. Notice the screen pans to that location of the screen. If you want to get back to the center, just point to the 0, 0, 0 and hold both. The other type of pan is a free pan, and that is using your right and middle mouse button. Hold right and then middle down together, and you can freely shift the screen wherever you like. Now, as you're playing around with your zooms and pans, if you get way off the screen and you can't get back to the center or get your rotation realigned, if you right-click any item that you know is in the middle of the screen, such as an axis or plane, and do a quick zoom on, that will bring the screen back to center. Finally, we'll talk about keyboard modifiers. A quick note for Mac users on the Command key. A PC keyboard has the Control key. A Mac keyboard has both a Control key and a Command key. These are not interchangeable. On the Mac, whenever you hear the word Control, you're going to use the Command key instead. So for example, Command O to open or Command P to print. The general rule of thumb is just never use the Control key on your Mac keyboard. We'll start with Control or Command click. Control in a click allows you to grab a group of items from the screen. So if you want to select more than one object, just hold Control. We also can select a group of items through a list. This you want to do in the tree, not on the viewport. And for example, if I want to select the sphere, the torus, and the cone, I can simply hold Shift and select the sphere, and the cone, it selects everything in between. Okay. So now there are Shift and Alt modifiers you can do. If you hold Shift and right click, it will lock the rotation to a 180 degrees. So you can spin an object around without shifting the view. If you hold Alt and hold right click, you can draw a zoom box. So you can quickly zoom and pan to an area of the screen. The rest of the keyboard modifiers are done with the keyboard only. You can see what those are by looking at the File and Edit menus. Under File, you have Control or Command on Mac, N for New, Control O for Open, Control S for Save. You have Control Z for Undo, Control Y for Redo. Copy and Paste is Control C and Control V. Delete is done with the Delete key on a PC keyboard. The delete key on a Mac behaves a little differently. You'll want to customize that under Tools, Customize, and then change the delete key behavior. Finally, the space bar can also be used as a shortcut for show, hide, and freeze. If you have an object highlighted, just hit the space bar, it hides. Again to freeze, once more to show again.